Mechanism Monday, GillieGames. Anyone who's following these sessions knows that I am the enemy of ageism because since our invention and inception, it's been one of the biggest plagues on our culture in general and on our music specifically. And the reason why I feel that way is easy. The idea that you can actually age out of art and creativity is only invited, accepted, and promoted in hip hop. And because the experienced are labeled washed and irrelevant by the newcomers, all creative influence and industry knowledge that they have is lost, leaving each era to basically start from scratch. The act that ageism has us putting our professionals out the pasture before their time only guarantees that all their wisdom is buried with them. And as long as that's in play, we'll continue to cripple ourselves creatively and business-wise. There are two popular forms of ageism at work in the mainstream. The first is when the grown professionals deny or downplay the youth out of resentment, jealousy, and fear of being misplaced, which is a condition that ageism causes. And the second is the youth dismissing and disrespecting every era that's come before them out of hubris and as a way to circumvent the quality and content comparisons that they find difficult to match. But another form, a little rarer than the first two, but definitely relevant for this session, is internalized ageism. That's when you see grown creatives transition, retired, active, or on hiatus, citing age as a reason they can no longer compete, 3 stacks. Or, and another example, is what I saw $1 million worth of game and MC Gillie the Kid do during a recent episode of his show. His complaint started with, how y'all keep giving awards to niggas that's 48, 49 years old, man. His next sentence was, give it to them when they deserve it. After that, he went down the line saying that award shows aren't respected by the young because the young aren't being acknowledged while they're in their prime and putting out classics. And then he started drawing parallels between the industry and MCs to LeBron James and the NBA. Now, I'm going to assume he's talking about the Grammys only because that's where an MC in his 40s won most recently. And we all know that that specific award committee has historically gotten it terribly wrong in the past, which is why them getting so much backlash for getting it right this time is crazy. Shout out to Killer Mike. With ageism, you'd expect to see that from the youth more than from the grown, but I digress. Number one, age shouldn't entitle the youth any more than it disqualifies the grown. It's easier to assume that you'd get better at creating with more years to apply to it. So if a creative with talent is dope at 24, imagine what he'll be with that talent and experience and wisdom at 44. We don't expect people with more time into the job to be worse at the job unless the job is something physical, which brings me to the LeBron comparison. Conflating a physical sport with a mental one is a mistake. Someone's physical prime isn't the same as their mental peak. And anyone making a living with their minds knows that. Gillie himself won't tell you that he was smarter, sharper, or mentally quicker at 24 than he is today. Now, I'm not going to dissect every angle, but if you're looking for the full statement I'm referring to, check out My Son General's page. He gives a great breakdown, and I couldn't have done it better, so I won't try. My main thing is this. We have to stop allowing the youth of this genre to think and believe that they deserve accolades, awards, and their asses kissed because of their ages. I don't know how many kids Gillie works with directly, but the ones that I consult spend half of their time being disillusioned of the idea that their youth has earned them extra points. Their talent will evaporate at 35, or that everything before them is irrelevant, even when they're recreating and taking credit for things that were around before they were born. And that fight doesn't get any easier when they have elite level creatives like Andre 3000 or mega respected voices like Gillie to reference. Every time internalized ageism shows its face, my job gets harder. I would ask Gillie, Andre, and anyone else to please give some extra thought in which direction you're sending our cultural future. You don't age out of art, there's no time cap on talent, and rewards should only go to the best, not the most recent to arrive. Implying anything else is pure poison. You can have your opinion, you can feel however you do, But if you're influential and have any love when it comes to this culture, I would ask you, if you're not trying to help it, at least try not to hurt it.